All right, we're back again with another episode of Roofer Reflections. I'm really excited to have Hans here. Hans, thank you for coming on the show.
I appreciate it. Thank you for asking me.
Yeah, I mean, it's always nice to talk to someone like yourself that had so much experience in and around construction, roofing, building materials. When did it all start for you?
I started when I was about 13 years old. I had a B route, and my dad was friends with some builders where I live here in Fresno. And I got the opportunity to go out in the afternoons and after my B route and clean up their job site. So my constructions kind of started there, and it kind of morphed from there, being able to do certain things as I was continue to work for these gentlemen, these contractors, and helping out. And back in the day, they pretty much did everything. I mean, they
Mm.
did, there was a few things they didn't do, but I mean, they did everything from the framing to the roofing to the drywall. So my experience started there.
How did your career develop from there? Did you stay within that company? Did you move around? What did you do?
I actually graduated early, 6 months early, and my dad signed for me when I was 17 to go in the U.S. Navy. And when I came back out, looking at things, it was a natural for me to go back into the industry again. And so I went in and started doing what they call custom concrete, is when like pool decks and things like that. You get, your artist side of you kind of comes out when you're working on that stuff, because that's something permanent in someone's backyard, and you want it to look as aesthetically as pleasing as possible. And so it's, it was, that was my foray, back into construction again, working that. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I actually jumped into a manufacturing site. I helped build a tile plant. They had a tile plant here in Fresno for a while, and I helped build that place and worked in it for a while. And then that pull going into construction, I couldn't get away from it.
When did you make your way more back into the roofing side?
The facility that I helped build, one of the gentlemen there I knew called me and said, "Hey, what do you think about coming back on the manufacturing side again?" And so I met with the president of the company at that time, and unique experience. I met him at the bottom of the Grapevine down in Southern California in a Denny's, and called me back a couple of days later and said, "Welcome to the team."
And what are you doing now?
Now I consult. It was a unique thing when I actually retired from them at the end of 22. And then the owner asked me to stay on with them to consult. So I stayed on for a year with them. People would call me and say, "Hey, can you help me? Hey, what do you think about this? Hey, take a look at that." Not only do I do that, my boys are in a very tough industry, and California is probably the leader on OSHA. And so they're safety consultants, and it's very tough for them to find help. And so I do the sales for them. I help them out on that segment. I do some of the trainings and stuff, but I do the sales for them so they can stay focused on what they're best at. I always felt like a good sales rep is worth their weight in gold. And when I say that, is how do they address their customer and how do they help their customer? But not only that, I'm very good in tech. And so that's why I'm still involved with Western States Advisory Board, Steep Slope Committee membership. I work on safety, various things there. And because the information's there. Now the roofer can ascertain this information, and it's kind of nice to have the tech side of that, is unbelievable at Western States. They've done some things code wise and things, wrote things up, tested things that are unbelievable, and that access to that is there. For me, that's fun. I enjoy doing that. I'm enjoying taking something that, oh no, look at this. It looks like, wow, it's going to fall apart, to taking it to someone looks at it and goes, "You got to be kidding me." And I
Yeah.
enjoy doing that. And I think that's what pulls me into keeping me focused on helping out. I've gone to other associations and talked to them. The Montana Roofers Association, I talked to them. the SoCal Roofers Association, talked to them. I'm involved with both of them. I've told them whatever I can do to help you, I will help you, because I think that's how we should do things.
What do you say to those people that are looking to the roofing industry as an opportunity? What sort of advice do you have for them?
I think it's a great thing. It's I thought my boys were going to take a different path, and they ended up in construction, and I think what they're doing is fabulous. But my advice to them is going back to an old term: get your ducks in a row. Make sure I think some people jump into it and they realize afterwards, oh no. And my advice is, look, if you're going to go into it, look at everything. And I mean everything. Go back and look at, okay, what's my insurance cost? What's my workers' comp? What do I need to do? What segment do I want to work in? Do I want to work in new construction? Do I want to work in recover? It's just lay each thing out and look at it. It's worthwhile to step into. Roofing to me is interesting because there's so many different applications, so many different things you can do. And in the end, there's a lot there to learn. And that's why I go back again. Your manufacturer's rep that knows their tech is worth their weight in gold, because they can help you through things and get you going in the right direction.